Bo Nix versus Anthony Richardson. Guys, this wasn't a matchup at the beginning of the year in which I thought would have huge implications at this point in time, but here we are. There's a lot on the line for both of these teams, and a lot of pressure is going to be put on two very young quarterbacks. Of course, Bo Nix, rookie right now, Anthony Richardson into his second year, but still not a lot of starting experience. And so I'm going to break it down for you guys what I think of this quarterback duel and just how significant this matchup is for the Broncos' playoff hopes moving forward, as well as the Colts. So, guys, please be sure to let me know your thoughts, how you feel like this matchup is going to go, opinions on Bo Nix, Anthony Richardson's, all that in the comments. Smash that like and subscribe. Hope you guys had a great bye week. I'm ready to get back to grinding. So, guys, before I get into all the statistics regarding Bo Nix and Anthony Richardson, do you know this about our Broncos team right now? They're averaging 23 and a half points. And you might say, yeah, that does feel pretty good. You want to know the last time we averaged more than that? You want to know? Take a guess. You're probably wrong. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I was wrong. I thought, okay, 2015. No, we actually averaged 22 points a game in 2015, the Super Bowl year where the offense didn't look very good. This team's actually scored more points. And that defense was bringing the ball back quite a bit too. No, it was actually 2014. That Broncos offense and Peyton Manning averaged 30 points a game. So we're still a long ways away from reaching that sort of offensive output, right? Primarily because, the defense can help total scoring and whatnot. But I digress. This offense is moving in a very impressive direction, and we're looking like a playoff team. No doubt about it. And we need to take care of business coming in off of a bye. Indianapolis has so much to fight for. Anthony Richardson has something to prove because I haven't seen, and he has not delivered a big time victory over, in my opinion, a quality opponent this year. And since the beginning of the season, guys, like let's break this down. Let's take a look at this. Let me get to this page right here on ESPN. Okay. So Indianapolis Colts, they're 2 games behind in the wild card race with the Broncos, 6-7, as you can see, right? But let's break down their season so far. Lost to Texans, lost to Packers, beat Bears, beat Justin Fields' Steelers, something that we couldn't do. That was the last time they've gotten a victory that I'm honestly real impressed with. Jacksonville lost by 3. Titans, they beat them by 3. Dolphins, okay. Maybe I should give them credit for the Dolphins, but they're a losing team as well. 16-10, they got that. They lost to the Texans by 3, lost to the Vikings by 8, lost to the Bills by 10, beat the Jets by 1 because the Jets are going to jet. Lions, they lost to them by 18, and they beat a Patriots team on the road 25-24, in which I thought Anthony Richardson played really well despite 2 interceptions. I thought he played well. This is a big time test for the Colts. They have not faced a defense like ours in quite a while, in my opinion. And it's going to be important on the flip side for the Broncos to make sure that Bo Nix and this Broncos team handle business this week to get to 9-5, because look at this. Titans, Giants, Jags, the Colts could easily go 3-0 down the stretch. They would hold the tiebreaker over the Broncos, just like the Ravens and Chargers do right now. And if things go disastrous, we could miss out on a playoff berth due to tiebreakers. I don't think we're in that scenario, guys, though. Broncos are in a wonderful position, and you want to know something good that's going in our favor for Bo Nix? Total defense for the Colts, 4th to last in the NFL, giving up 380 yards per game. The point total is a little low at 23 points per game, essentially. And so this is going to be a defense that we need to take advantage of. We need to run the football. We need to have balance on offense. The Colts, They are a physical team. They're going to bring it to us, man. No doubt about it. And they're going to come out and try and get momentum early on, just like some other opponents that have been inferior to us, in my opinion, have been able to do early on in football games at various points this year. The Broncos need to come out and snuff that out real quick, damper any glimmer of hope that they might have in this first half. Anthony Richardson is turnover prone. Let's go ahead and get into the comparisons here on just what he is doing. So let's just start with the passing, the raw stats. Anthony Richardson, 47% completion on the season. Yes, you heard that right, 47. He's thrown for 1,500 yards, 7 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Over his last 3 games, he has a 3 touchdown to 2 interception ratio, which is not terrible, I guess. It's at least in the positive direction. But here is also a concern, is that he also has over his last 3 games also 3 fumbles. And he's a dynamic playmaker on his feet. He's got a cannon arm. Guys, you see this last 2 games, he's had 3 rushes for over 10 yards. Okay, big-time playmaker. It's going to be important that Nick Benito, Jonah Ellis, Jonathan Cooper, these guys really stay disciplined on the edge. No doubt about it. And he's averaging probably about 50 yards a game or so over the last few games rushing. So this is going to be very important to stop Anthony Richardson with his legs. He's going to convert first downs that way, and it's one of his best qualities. And I'll also say this too. Dude's got a cannon, and they throw it downfield. Average depth of target, guys, right now in the season is 13.3. And you can see against Detroit, against New England, 14.1 yards and 16.2 yards average depth of target down the field. They got some wide receivers that can absolutely tear us up. And hopefully Vance Joseph has made some corrections, mainly just getting Levi Wallace out the field, because I could totally see this. Anthony Richardson carving up this defense if we're playing Levi Wallace out there again to guard guys like Alex Pierce and Michael Pittman and Josh Downs. They have some underrated weapons that a lot of people don't talk about. I do like their young core. Of course, this will become easier to stop Anthony Richardson if they stop the run game. But if this becomes a shootout, I feel good with where we're at. Why is that? I mean, Bo Nix, he's killing it, man. 64% completion on the year. He should eclipse 3,000 yards passing on the season after this game. Right now, 17 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. You can add another 5 or 4 on the ground for rushing and 1 fumble. So you can have that as what? 22 touchdowns to 9 turnovers, guys. Right now, he is still, according to Vegas, in second place for the Rookie of the Year, just slightly behind Jaden Daniels. And this is a game in which the Indianapolis Colts, they do have a good defense, but they are vulnerable. And with the emergence of Devon Vele, Cortland Sutton having a career year, Troy Franklin slowly coming along a little bit, but Marvin Mims has now been unleashed. After the bye week, in these last 4 games of the season, will this Broncos team reach another level of play? I think we're starting to see little glimmers of it, where over the last couple games, we haven't played our best football, and we've gone out and we've kicked butt. When you look at the scoreboard, we've had convincing victories. 10-point victory on the road against the Raiders. 9-point victory. We cover the spread against the Browns. Okay. And we did that while Jerry Jeudy just absolutely carved us up for like one of the best revenge games of all time in the NFL. Bo Nix has the opportunity to make his case for being above Jaden Daniels in Rookie of the Year by how he performs in this game against the Colts. It's not getting any easier. We play the Chargers 4 days later, then the Bengals, and then the Chiefs. Let's start this last quarter of the season. I know we play 17 games, so it's not perfect. Let's start the first quarter or the last quarter rather of this 2024 season on a new level. We've seen him kind of every quarter or so take another step in his rhythm and timing. The game is slowing down for Bo Nix. I think bringing it back to Anthony Richardson versus Bo Nix. How are these quarterbacks going to handle pressure? Let's look at it. Right now, Bo Nix, under pressure, 44% completion, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I believe all 4 of those interceptions came early on in the season. At least 3 of them did. We've seen him get better. Okay. 60% completion when blitzed, 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's so important. Anthony Richardson, on the flip side, still vulnerable. 33% completion under pressure, 7% less than Bo Nix. 3 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, just like Bo Nix. When blitzed, though, this is the big differentiator between the two. Is that Anthony Richardson, 42.6% completion against the blitz for a 2 touchdown to 2 interception ratio. Which quarterback plays better under pressure? Which quarterback gets rid of the ball when Vance Joseph or Shane Steichen, whoever their defensive coordinator is, decides to send an extra guy? I think that's what the game's going to come down to. Has the game slowed down more for Bo Nix or Anthony Richardson? I think it's slowed down more, way more for Bo Nix, but now it's time for him to come out and prove it in this matchup. So, man, I'm excited about this, guys. I'm going to be breaking down more of this as we go throughout the week, but I had to get on here and talk a little bit about this. Like, this was just really firing me up. I'm a big fan of Anthony Richardson, big talent. I've loved to see him playing better football since his benching, and I want to see him succeed. But I don't want to see him succeed this week. No. Broncos need to wrap up making sure we take care of this wild card berth by getting this victory and getting to our first winning record since 2016. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe on the way out. As always, go Broncos.